Before we start the show, I want to quickly plug our socials. Follow us on Instagram at bestyever_pod. Also, we're on Blue Sky, Best You Ever Pod, and on YouTube, Best You Ever Pod. We do share some shorts over there. Please email us. Tell us your thoughts, feelings, questions, recipes, jokes, anything that you want to tell us. You can email us to bestyeverpod@gmail.com. But also, follow, subscribe, rate us on Spotify and Apple Pod. All right, let's start this shit.
Hell yeah. Welcome to Best Year Ever, a movie podcast where each week, one movie at a time, we attempt to answer this very important question. Was 1999 the best year ever for movies? I'm your host, Casey Glenn, and with me is my co-host, the zealous, preachy, and unwavering Jesus Gonzalez. Hi, Jesus.
Hi, Casey. I like that. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And yes. I was a little worried what were going to be my adjectives for this movie because it's a very fucking horny movie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So far, 1999 is going probably to be the best year ever, more than 1994.
Yeah.
But 100%, it is the horniest year ever.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what happened in 1999. I don't know if it was Y2K.
Yeah.
The end of the world was happening. This was like right before all of the crises that happened in early 2000s. But something was in the air.
It was crazy.
16. I was just horny because I was 16. That was my excuse. I was a teenager. Yeah. I don't know what was 1999's excuse.
There's probably no excuse. They were just crazy.
But speaking of horniness, what movie are we watching?
The End of the Affair.
End of the Affair. Have you seen this movie before?
I have not.
But
it is based off of a novel written by Graham Greene. I have not read this novel, but I have read another Graham Greene novel that is similar in a lot of characteristics, which is the novel is called The Quiet American. So definitely we'll be referencing that.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you read this novel.
Sorry, no. I realized I was like, oh, wait, no, I haven't actually read it. But I've read a book from the author before.
To us illiterate people, who's Graham Greene?
He's just an author. That's all.
Oh,
he's just a writer.
Is he American or is he
I think
British?
He's British. Yeah.
Okay, I would think so because this is a very, very British movie.
Yeah. Except
one glaring redhead mistake, I think.
Oh, God.
But other than that, very British.
Yes.
I was going to say the End of the Affair feels very poignant right now because I feel like I ended my affair with Finland because I'm back from Texas.
Yes, you're back.
And I don't know if affair is the best word for it, but it definitely felt like I was in a little bit of a bubble. Away from the Texas heat, away from all the shenanigans here. I made it through customs. I know half of Finland, and also you were very worried, but I'm here. It was fine. God. I wore a suit. I literally wore a suit
Holy
to look
shit.
more presentable.
Oh my God.
But what do you say we go to our new, is it still new? I'm going to say still new, favorite segment, Letterboxd. Our very own Casey Glenn. Your review is The Line, the war was the greatest pimp of all. Kind of goes hard.
It does.
It does.
Whenever he said that, I did break out laughing, but I was like, holy shit, he kind of cooked.
I wrote so many quotes. Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like, I could feel the screenwriter or the author. I don't know if it was lifted directly from the book, but the screenwriter was like, yes, this is going in the film.
Yes. No, I feel like he read the book and then just fucking started outlining lines. He was like, word for word.
Yeah. I read your review before I watched the movie. Ooh. And I was waiting for that line. And it wasn't where I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be like a conclusion, like at the end kind of thing, but like was around in the end of second act, I guess. But yeah, it was. This movie went places I did not expect it to go. All right, let's do other reviews. This next one I think is very poignant and deep. Ralph Fiennes has a great ass.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of reviews like this. Catholicism ruins lives. Ralph Fiennes' ass saves them.
Yes. Holy shit.
Kind of boring except for Ralph Fiennes' fat ass, all caps, fat ass, 5 exclamation points. Well, it was a good Ralph Fiennes thirst watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then this next one, sex, and then a bomb emoji, sex bomb. And also, I'm going to end with this one because I completely agree. And I'm so mad I didn't watch this movie before. And I'm so mad that this movie bombed.
Mm-hmm.
This last review says basically Moulin Rouge, but it's raining the whole time and there's no singing.
I've never seen Moulin Rouge, so I'll take the word for it.
You should watch it because it's very early 2000s, but it's the same plot. Except it's in Paris and there's like not that war, but and it's worse. It's way worse. Yeah.
That's so funny.
All right, do you want to do background?
Yeah, let's get into it.
The end of the affair, with a budget of 23 million, box office of 10.8 million. Bad. Written and directed by Neil Jordan, edited by Tony Lawson, starring Ralph Fiennes as Maurice Bendrix, most British name ever.
The name Bendrix is fantastic.
Yeah, I have so many notes here of Hendrix and Bendrix. Oh, well, Henry and Bendrix, but I kept saying Hendrix and Bendrix. Julianne Moore as Sarah Miles and Stephen Rea, I think it's Rea, as Henry Miles. And then just a bunch of very, 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 very British actors just sprinkle around.
The thing that I'm the most excited to talk about in this movie is the homoerotic undertones between Bendrix and Miles.
Undertones? I think they were overtones.
Yeah. They had a full life partner situation at the end of this movie that I think is probably the sweetest, most tender and romantic aspect of this movie that we see. Everything else, horny.
Yeah, I was going to say that between Henry and Bendrix, homoerotic I don't think is the correct word. It was more like homoplatonic, or because it was the romantic relationship, but maybe because they're very British, nothing erotic about it. Between those two. Between Julianne Moore, it's all erotic.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this movie. So right away, this movie starts super dramatic. Strong emotions. And you get this nice little pan, and there's some clues of what's happening. Moulin Rouge starts very similar. Typewriting, all that. Yeah, gorgeous fonts again. Real pretty fonts at the beginning. I have a note here with a little heart that just says grainy film. It's so grainy. It's so artsy. This film is art.
It is. This is cinema.
You don't go to the movies to watch this film. You go to the cinema to watch this film.
Oh.
See, Casey's making fun of me because when I say I'm going to the movies in Finland, they don't know what I'm talking about. And they're correct me saying, oh, you're going to the cinema. So from now on, I'm going to go to the cinema.
And then I told Jesus that if he's going to call it the cinema, I'm going to call it the pictures.
The pictures.
We're going to go to the pictures.
And then she did a whole 1930s flapper routine. We start with Ralph Fiennes typing with his scotch, which is, at the end, we realize is a bookend. We're going to go around.
Yeah.
But he's typing about his affair. And I think this is where we kind of find that he's a writer, but a little bit after this, but he's a writer.
Look, you just thought he was journaling, and I was like, yes, King, have a diary. Why not?
I would love to journal with a typewriter. Can I buy a typewriter? I'm trying to not buy things because I'm potentially going to move soon. But I want to buy a heavy, big-ass typewriter.
You can probably buy them on Amazon, honest to God.
Probably. I'm old enough that I had typewriters that would be advanced enough that they had delete buttons. So you could, it is a physical.
Yeah.
You had the little thing, but yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I never bought this one, but there were typewriters that were trying so desperately to still be relevant that you would type, and also they would digitally record what you were typing so you could have it physically and also digitally.
What? Did you have like a fucking USB plug-in to like your
I don't
actual
think
like, computer?
USBs existed. I think it was a CD or a floppy.
Like a floppy disk.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. I don't think USBs existed back in this is late 90s.
Yeah, I mean that's a really great attempt to try to like stay relevant. Of like you're targeting the people that preferred typewriter. You know, yeah, like okay, all right.
Yeah, and they came back for a little bit with the hipsters, the millennial hipsters, and then coming back again with the Gen Z hipsters. Are there Gen Z hipsters? They are Gen Z hipsters, right?
For sure, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have here in my notes typewriter equal art, and then right next to it, Ralph Fiennes, smiley face with circle hearts. And then we get the first scene with Henry and Bendrix. Henry, who is Julianne Moore's husband, Sarah Miles. He's out walking. He looks sad. Ralph Fiennes finds him in the rain. Yes, this is a very rainy movie. This is my first quote that I wrote of many, many quotes. Bendrix said, "You should go home before you catch your death." Like
so British.
That's good. It's so good. So British.
So British.
While they're walking home, there's a flashback, and I didn't know if it was a flash forward or a flashback. Turns out it's a flashback, but you kind of see glimpses of Bendrix and Sarah walking up the stairs, like kind of sensually. There's like close-ups here and there, but you kind of don't know what's happening. Bendrix asks Henry where Sarah is, and Henry was like, "Oh, she's out for a walk." And he says, my second quote that I wrote, "She always was a great walker." That has so much meaning.
Horny jail. Bonk.
Horny jail, also like all sorts of things like this, and Henry's expecting Sarah to be cheating on him right now, which turns out kind of maybe with the priest, but I think this is around where she's with either the priest or the doctors.
Yeah, I think the priest is a one-sided thing. Like, I think the priest likes her, but she doesn't like the priest.
Oh, what's that show? British show with the hot priest?
Fleabag.
Fleabag, yeah. I need to rewatch that show. I've only seen it once.
It's such a great show. I love it.
Such a great show. Yeah, and here I'm kind of writing, speculating if the affair already happened or not. But it turns out that so Henry, because he suspects of Sarah having an affair, is thinking about hiring a detective agency. And Bendrix is like, yeah, you should do it. He's kind of egging him on. Because Bendrix wants to also find out if Sarah is also having another affair.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers. The affair between Sarah and Bendrix already happened.
Yeah, because it's the end of the affair.
It's the end of the affair. Yeah. Which I want to talk about that title at the end, because I have thoughts.
Okay.
I love the Savage Detective Agency card.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like if I have a detective agency, that would be my card.
I love that.
So good, so minimal. Everything is beautiful in this movie too. The house with the green walls and all that.
Gorgeous.
I love fancy British people. Yeah, I love that the Savage Detective Agency card is all wrinkled up and just tells you a story of like Henry having it for a while in his pocket. He probably threw it away and grabbed it again. Like he was struggling.
Yeah.
Bendrix is like, yeah, you should do that. Henry is like, no, you know what? Forget about it. It's fine. And then, oh man, this is where sexy Ralph Fiennes starts coming in hot. Mm-hmm. We hear a door open. Mm-hmm. Henry is like, I think it's a maid or whatever. Bendrix is like, no, that's Sarah. I know her step. That's the hottest thing. I know her step.
It's gut-wrenching. It's like so sad.
I know her step, and then takes a sip of whiskey. Oof.
Absolutely crazy.
Turns out this is the first time that Sarah and Bendrix see each other after the end of the affair. Mm-hmm. Then we get a flashback. Now Bendrix is narrating of when they met. So I think this is a little bit before or the war started to happen. I think he said 39. So the war started to ramp up, I think, right? But there is war. And I think Bendrix was kind to Henry to write something about him, or he's writing a book and consult Henry. Henry turns out is a he's part of some royal acting something fancy. And did you get the sense that Sarah was also an actress?
No.
Because I kind of feeling like she was maybe like a socialite or actress, then she got married and then that kind of went away. So there's a little bit of resentment.
Maybe. Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, Bendrix immediately sees Sarah, red dress, beautiful, gorgeous, always. Julianne Moore, obviously. Why was Julianne Moore cast? Was Julianne Moore big?
I think so.
She was big, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was their way of trying to get to American audiences, but she should have just had...
I think it backfired. Like, it should have been all British cast, and it would have been... I think it would have done a lot better.
Yeah.
But, so they meet. They immediately make plans to go to the cinema. And, oh man, the affair starts so quick. I was shocked how quickly they started playing footsies. They started flirting. Because he went from flirting to hand-holding real quick to the going up the stairs flashback that we saw at the beginning in the same night.
So I think, like, to me, that indicates, like, we're... Like, that wasn't the start of the affair. Like, that was, like, the middle... Like, that was probably the peak of their affair.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
I thought the stair was the beginning of the affair. The going up the stairs was the beginning. It was the scene. Wasn't it the scene? Oh.
No, I don't think we ever get to see the beginning of the affair.
Well, this is them going to the cinema. It's the beginning of the affair.
I guess so. Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe it was edited not correctly, but I didn't get that this was spanning few weeks or months or whatever. I thought they met, agreed to go to the cinema, play footsies, grab hand, immediately to the apartment, to the bed. Like that was the same night as I saw it there.
Yeah, I guess if you have really great chemistry.
That's why I thought like that was real quick. I love that they said, "I'm in love," and then he says, "Me too," and then they kiss immediately. It's great because are they talking about other people? Or are they talking about them in the same fucking night? Yeah, this is where I wrote all caps. 1999 was horny. Because this is the first time you see Ralph Fiennes' butt. Yeah, you get a sex scene. They're in the middle of throes of passion. They are in full ecstasy. And then the husband, Henry, comes in the door. They're somewhere upstairs in this big house. And they're like full on not being quiet.
Nope.
And then Ralph Fiennes goes, "Did he hear? Do you think he heard?" And Sarah goes, because she's ecstasy yelling.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, he wouldn't recognize the sound." Oof. Oh,
holy shit. I was like, way to kick a man while he's down. Oh my god.
Man. And then like right away they dress real quickly and then they're in the same room. So yes, that room has to just smell of sex a lot. It has to. I don't think Henry knows what that is. Like he's very British.
Yeah.
He's very British. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but for the longest time, I didn't know if Anthony Daniels, who plays C-3PO, was gay or very British. Turns out he's very British. But if you see Anthony Daniels, it's like, I think he's gay or very British. Could be both. So we kind of go back and forth between the beginning of the affair and the end of the affair, because then we're kind of back to Bendrix looking at the detective agency, right? Yeah, because this is like 2 years later. So that would be 1941, like middle of the war. And I think this is where Bendrix goes to the detective agency, the Savage detective agency. And he's kind of honest about it. Like he's on behalf of the husband. Bendrix at first is like playing a little bit coy of, I don't care. But then the detective pretty quickly realizes, oh no, you do want to see if she's also having an affair because you had an affair. So that kind of comes up to light pretty quick. Right after the detective agency, Bendrix gets a call from Sarah because this was right after they saw each other in the beginning, like the first scene. They want to meet and he's pretty cold to her. She's coughing. I wonder why. And they meet. There's a little bit of a flashback of them like passion and all that. But, he's pretty cold when they meet in that like a public place, a fancy hotel or something, and then you see a guy with his kid sitting very suspiciously. I don't know how they didn't notice him right away. Worst detective ever. And the kid has like a birthmark on the side of his face. There's a plot point later on about that I didn't really love, but I kind of saw it coming. It was, but this was very 1999. This was very, you need to look perfect to be pure kind of way of thinking.
Yeah, and I think they used it as like a means more so to serve the whole plot of like the religious aspect of it. More like, if you have an affair, you're not going to go to hell. Is I think the whole point of that thing that we get to later.
Yeah. Then they go to a cafe or something. Again, Bendrix is being very cold. Sarah's trying to communicate more, open up. She has something to say. Did she know that she was sick at this? She didn't know, right?
No.
No. But she was coughing a lot. She reaches out to touch him. He didn't touch. There's a moment where they come out. She because she like dramatically runs out of the cafe. There's a point where he comes after her and they kiss and they like cover each other. It wasn't clear to me. This was her imagining that, right? Or was this a flashback?
I think it was a flashback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you don't know that until a little bit later when the detective that we saw with his kid earlier comes in to Henry's apartment where you see Henry shaving hot. Mm-hmm. Again, the suspenders, no shirt. And I think Henry clocks him right away. He knows who he is. Like, well, he knows that he's a detective, obviously, but I think Henry, I think I saw you at the place. Because the detective comes in. His name is Mr. Parkes, played by Ian Hart. Again, just a British actor that you see everywhere. And Mr. Parkes pretty much tells him what happened from his perspective, that Sarah met with someone because he was following her. Doesn't recognize that it was Bendrix until he kind of tells him and everything. And Bendrix is being a little bit of a dick, but kind of playful. He likes Mr. Parkes a lot. Like, they like each other.
Which I really loved. Like, that was something I really enjoyed about this movie, was their relationship.
There's another quote before this when Sarah and Bendrix are talking. Because they're talking about jealousy. Jealousy is a big thing here. Like, there's an affair, but like we find out that Bendrix is a very jealous man. Mm-hmm. Even though he's having the affair with someone else's wife. But he's like, I want you for myself.
Yeah.
They talk about jealousy, and she says something that, like, are you jealous? This is in the flashback, and he says, I'm jealous of the rain. Mm-hmm. Because the rain gets to touch her. Like, and I'm jealous of this because of the button. I'm jealous.
Horny jail! Horny jail!
Yeah, but what if Ralph Fiennes says that to you, Casey?
I'm melting. Like, I'm a puddle. Like, I would die.
Melt.
Yeah.
Even if it's in his Voldemort makeup. No nose. Whatever, man.
Yeah. I'll take
Tasty ass, Ralph Fiennes, it's fine. So then the detective, Mr. Parkes, and Bendrix are talking. Again, the I am a jealous man theme comes up. Because then we get, again, another flashback of Bendrix talking to Sarah about him being jealous of the stalking and all that. Yes, very horny. Because this is kind of post... Is this when? No, this is not when the bomb happens. But there's like war happening all around. So we kind of go back and forth between flashbacks of the affair, the detective, Bendrix writing in the future. Like, the timeline is a little bit all over the place, but you kind of get it. I don't think it's that confusing.
Yeah.
It was at the beginning for me, but like, you kind of get it.
As if like you are able to just not question it too much and follow along with the vibe and just kind of go with the flow, it pieces together really nicely. I think if you start questioning it too much, like as it's happening, you'll get too caught up and it will be very confusing, which is not the ideal movie, but it's like the best way I would argue to get through this movie.
Yeah, exactly. I do want to point out my second hot all caps note was when they were having sex in the flashback during the bomb raid, and there was a bomb raid and bombs happening all over, and they were just like climaxing. Hot.
No.
Horny movie.
Horny movie, horny jail, bonk. Like, I need to send you the meme that I'm like referencing so that you can put it in the social media post when when we release this episode, because it's just mwah, chef's kiss.
It's the jail.
It's the dog and like the bonk, like to Gen Z. Okay. Yeah. I'll send it.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Anyway, no. Can you imagine everybody else when they hear the bomb raid sirens? That triggers fear. That triggers like probably like a lot of PTSD. But for them, like they're fucking subconsciously training themselves to get like all hot and bothered whenever they hear an air raid siren. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. So stupid.
I heard a few siren air raid, but a few sirens in Helsinki after watching this movie. I was like, I kind of get it. Hot. No, I'm joking. Or am I? It's gonna happen with the tornado sirens here.
No, I wonder if there's some people that when they hear the tornado sirens, it like triggers something, right? What's the idea? Pavlov's dog? Like that's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think this is where she says that something like just because you don't see something, the love doesn't leave or the love stays, kind of like that. Referencing that she was going to go away, but I'm still going to love you. Here's my
Which he does not understand. Bendrix cannot get that through his head.
Yeah, because he's jealous. He's a jealous man. Also, he's very stubborn.
Yeah.
Also, he's very narcissistic. And he's very just focused on one thing. He's very
passionate and very obsessive and very focused on the tangibles of life.
Yeah. He says, sadly, I didn't believe her in his writing. Then we got to the detective's boy with the birthmark, whose name is Lance Spark, which I thought it was really funny why his name is Lance, or Sir Lancelot. The boy is breaking into people's houses. He goes into Sarah's and Henry's house looking for some evidence. And this is where you see her undressing and you see a man, and then they close the door. Weird that a 12-year-old is in this position, but whatever.
This movie is the epitome of, if my word of advice to our one listener that probably listens to this regularly is, if you hate the trope within romance stories of just a whole bunch of miscommunications and things misinterpretations of things, if you can't stand that, this movie is not for you, because the entire premise of this movie is based off of a misunderstanding of what's actually happening.
Yeah. The whole, if people just would talk to each other, there wouldn't be a plot. This is it.
Yes, this is absolutely it.
Detective reports this to Bendrix. At this point, Bendrix is kind of all into investigating, so he's kind of hanging out with Mr. Parkes, the detective, because they kind of want to catch Sarah, I guess, in the act, and they want to know where she's been, because the boy follows Sarah to a house where the boy kind of falls asleep, and Sarah happens to see him, sends him off, touches his face because something happens because of that. Apparently she's an angel or whatever. But this is kind of where Parkes and Bendrix are talking about Lance or Lancelot. And Parkes, the detective, says, oh yeah, I named my boy Lancelot because for the night, because he found the Holy Grail. And Bendrix is like, no, that was Galahad. That wasn't Lancelot. Lancelot slept with Guinevere. That's Lancelot's thing.
Oh god, what a fucking asshole thing to fucking say, but at the same time,
it's so funny.
Yeah, a little bit iconic.
But he embraced it. He called him young Lancelot and everything. And Parker was like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
Still a good name. Yeah. It is better than Galahad.
Yeah.
Lancelot.
It is. Yeah.
Because you can say Lance, but Galahad, what would you say, Gal?
Yeah. Not a good nickname.
No, so Lance it is. So they the young Lancelot and Bendrix kind of pose as father and son. Lancelot is kind of acting sick. They go to this house where they find out it belongs to a priest, so they want to see a priest. But do they know it's a priest? I think they think it's a doctor.
Yes, they think it's a doctor at first, and then they soon realize that it's not actually a doctor.
Yeah, so it happens to be a house of a priest. A priest's sister welcomes them in, and then as soon as Bendrix sees that it's a priest, he gets all sorts of confused, thinks all sorts of things of the priest, which is kind of fair because the priest just had the hots for Sarah. Father Richard, played by Jason Isaacs, another Harry Potter person.
Yeah. No, this is actually the whole, the connection between Voldemort and Lucius Malfoy. Yeah. This is where their relationship started.
You know what? The timeline kind of still fits, because I think they were they around in the 40s, I think?
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, hey, timeline kind of fits.
It does.
And I can see Lucius Malfoy as a former priest also.
Yeah.
So yeah. Here, the priest kind of yeah, you're bullshitting. This is not a regular boy. What's happening? I know what it is. And Bendrix kind of confronts the father, what did I say? Father Richards, about seeing Sarah. He's like, I know about you, about the affair. And Brenda's, I know about you. Ugh.
Yeah, because the guy, obviously, because the priest has like probably a thing for Sarah, is like letting Bendrix believe that their relationship was something more than it really was. Did you know that the adjectives that I gave you were based off of the priest? Did you clock that?
I thought it was based on Bendrix, but
No, I liked Bendrix too much. If I like a character too much, I don't give you the adjectives of that character. If I find the character attractive, I intentionally do not give you the adjectives of that character.
Okay, fair. That one, second one, fair. First one, fuck you. I went from very offended podcast over. I'm hanging up now to okay. I understand now.
Yeah.
You didn't find the priest attractive? He was attractive too.
No, sure, physically, yeah, but
he was a little schemy.
Yeah. He was plotting.
Oh man, I'm offended again now. I don't want to be the priest.
I literally gave you the adjective preachy, and you thought I wasn't going to give you the priest?
This whole movie is Bendrix preaching. He's very preachy in this whole movie. You know what? Headcanon, you gave me the adjectives of Bendrix. That's what's happening in my head now.
Okay, go for it.
Fuck you. I think, flash forward a little bit, and this is Henry's and Bendrix part 2. Again, it's raining. This time around, Henry is again walking sadly in the rain, but doesn't have a hat. And there's another quote that Bendrix says, strange how much dignity can be in a hat. And as a hat-wearing person myself, I can agree with that wholeheartedly. But yeah, so Bendrix kind of brings a hat to Henry. They go out for a drink. This is where Bendrix tells Henry, oh yeah, the detective thing, I did it. I'm doing it. And Sarah, she's doing things. But Bendrix still doesn't tell Henry about the affair at this point.
Correct. And he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need
to. He's being so obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. But Henry's tragic. He's a cock, 100%. But also, he's not being fair to Sarah. Like, he's not letting her go. She's also not trying too hard to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of where they kind of have a confrontation. Then this is halfway through the movie. Bendrix tells Henry in the rain.
In the rain.
In the rain.
In the rain. This is where I feel like I have a lot to say. Because this is the epitome of a love triangle. In the true sense of a love triangle. Because most of the time when people talk about a love triangle, it's just like two people like the same person. And it's like, that's not a triangle.
It's not a triangle. Yeah. No. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Yeah.
So this is where I think we see a really great representation of like an actual love triangle in the sense of the subject. So we have two subjects and we have the object. The object is Sarah. The two subjects are the two men. Bendrix can't get to Sarah directly, right? Because it's an affair. So he kind of has to use Henry to get to Sarah, right? So you see this like workaround, but then that establishes the connection between Henry and Bendrix in the sense of maybe they're also using her to get to each other.
Well, and also they have a lot of love for Sarah. So they kind of acknowledge that of each other. Like this conversation is where their affair starts. Because this is where I thought you were going to with the triangle. Because there's an affair between, obviously, Bendrix and Sarah. There's a marriage between Sarah and Henry. And there's a, not even bromance, a romance between Henry and Bendrix. And it's starting in this bench.
Yeah. And it's through Sarah, too. So in the same way that like Bendrix is using Henry to get to Sarah, Bendrix is also using Sarah to get to Henry. So it's like, it's this whole workaround.
It's a triangle with a spider web in the middle.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, right, Sarah also functions for these men in like a narrative way as a means for them to like project themselves onto, right? What Bendrix loves about Sarah is like the exact opposite of what like Henry loves about Sarah, right?
And they're both jealous of each other about the things that Sarah's giving them to the other person.
Yeah.
Because Bendrix has all the passion, all the love, all the ecstasy, all of the horniness. But he doesn't have what Sarah has with Henry, which is the other big part of our relationship, which is the quiet moments, that's just going home, being there for each other, like the companionship. We don't see a lot of that because it's not the subject of this movie, but you get the scenes that like they have full on, like just normal for the time marriage life.
It's it's the structure and the stability.
Yeah. So they're both jealous of each other. Because Bendrick says that I'm jealous of in this bench. He says I'm jealous of you. Henry was like, why? I'm the husband. Why are you jealous? And he's like, look, I don't have what you have with her. You don't have a bench, which they ultimately do have at the end a little bit. It's such a beautiful throuple at the end. I love it.
Oh my god! Yeah, it really is.
Gen Z would die for this throuple.
Absolutely.
Then this kind of like where Bendrix tells Henry the whole thing and how it ended from Bendrix's perspective. So from Bendrix's perspective, they're in the throes of passion again, bombs around, but they start this time around. Start getting louder, and closer and closer. There's an explosion, and then okay, we need to leave. We need to go. Like this is too bad. Someone downstairs, I don't know. So Bendrix calls out and check. There's a big explosion. We just see him fall down the stairs. Shrapnel everywhere. He seems like it was bad. But he wakes up in a daze. You see the stereotypical ringing of a bomb after you wake up, blurry vision, all that, and he just goes up the long stairs and sees Sarah praying. And then
the second I saw Sarah praying, I was like, I know exactly what fucking trope we're dealing with here.
I wasn't there. I was like, bitch, why didn't you go check on him first?
Oh my god. You and Bendrix.
I was like on Bendrix. I was on Bendrix like, what the hell, man? Also, you do look disappointed. Why are you disappointed? Fuck you, bitch.
I was like, oh, she made a pact with God. Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't there. Sorry. Yeah, literally have like exclamation point. Didn't check on him. So they have like she's disappointed. We don't know why. You two, apparently, but I didn't know why. And this is where I need to leave. This is the last time we see each other kind of thing. He's very confused.
He's very confused, and it's like in a very sweet, innocent way that like he's confused. He's not like he like is a little bit angry about it, but he's like, "Why are you leaving me?" Like it's so sad.
It is sad. Yeah. So she says, "Love doesn't end just because we don't see each other." And then cut to the future in the bench with Bendrix says, "I live." That was the end of the affair. Although, Julianne Moore looks gorgeous throughout this whole fucking movie.
She does. If only they could have let her have an American accent. Once again, didn't need to explain it. No explanation would have been needed. It could have been fine. She could have just been American. Whatever. Yeah,
because she didn't... I don't know if this is offensive or not, but she didn't seem British. She didn't look British.
No.
Like she was trying so hard. Like she looked American. I don't know. Maybe because it's Julianne Moore, but she looked American to me.
Yeah.
I think right after this is when, again, the kid steals Sarah's diary. And then after this whole, how we see from Bendrix's perspective, how the end of the affair happened, Bendrix gets Sarah's diary, and we starting to see from her perspective what happened.
Crazy.
Crazy. So, also one kind of weird, creepy, but kind of cute thing that happened between Mr. Parkes, the detective, and Bendrix is like, all right, I think this is the end of our working relationship. They kind of like each other. Mr. Parkes is like, hey, this is a little memento I grabbed from this one case I had. I stole from random lady's house. It's just like weird, but okay. And it was like an ashtray, but it was cute. It
was cute, yeah.
But I thought it was funny, like, oh yeah, he stole something and gave it to him. Cool. So he's reading Sarah's diary of what happened that same day, the end of the affair. So from her perspective, same thing happened. He goes to investigate. There's a bomb. He goes crashing into like the stairs. She actually runs after him away.
Terrified. Yes. So scared.
Yes. Tries to revive him. He looks dead. And I'm like, yeah, this took me this long to realize what she did. Honestly, it took me until she said what she did to realize what she did. But I did like that the structure of the movie, you don't go very long to realize what happened.
Yeah.
Like even for people like me who didn't get it, it's like 10 minutes later they tell you what it was.
Yeah, they don't let it like ruminate enough for you to like start hating her.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens? She goes and tries to see. He's like, okay, he looks very dead. That's when she goes, I guess, running up the stairs to get to a comfortable praying position. She could have prayed right there next to him too. But this is plot. Yeah. Plot things happen. Needed to happen. So this is when we go catch up to what he sees, and because she says, like, basically, please God, don't let him die. If you let him live, I will never see him again. She's trying to, I will have an affair. I'll be faithful to my husband. I'm a bad person. I'll repent. And then when she was saying this, you just see Ralph Fiennes' blurry figure. And then, and then okay, really good acting. This little section.
Yes.
When she's not talking.
Yes.
Just her face of
I love how apparently this negotiation and bargain with God somehow has the same underlying unspoken rule that wishes do, where, like, I guess if you say what the bargain was, it, like, is then null and void, because she could have just told him in this conversation, I prayed to God that, like, if you came back to life, that I would end this affair. She could have said that. She never said it. I'm like, why? Why did you not just say that? But I guess they do explain it by, like, she was just so in shock by, like, what happened that she wasn't even necessarily sure that this is what occurred.
Because in the cafe, when they met 2 years later, I think that's when she tries to tell him what happened there. And then he was very cold to her. But, like, she still waited 2 years for that to happen. She says, I'll give him up forever. And that's when Ralph Fiennes appears. And then she writes, I was in a desert now, a desert without him.
Oh.
So dramatic.
We see, like, just throughout the movie, we see the amount of passion and love and obsession that Bendrix has for Sarah. And we don't necessarily see it from her perspective, but this is a moment where we realize that, like, she fucking matched that, like, passion and obsession and love and all of it. Like, she had that probably even more so than Bendrix did. I mean, she was willing to give it all up just so that he could live.
So we get, like, a montage of what happened in those 2 years between Sarah and the husband. He's so boring. He says, he's talking about his work with the husband. They're recommending me for an OBE. And then Sarah's like, what is that? He says, step below a CBE. And then he says a bunch of other more acronyms. It feels like when we're talking about our work, but it's, like, so much more boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, she's like super bored. There's some talk about her end up kissing other people, like having affairs, but not affair with a capital A that she did with Ralph Fiennes' ass. I mean, Ralph Fiennes. Bendrix. And then this is when she goes to the church and meets Horny Priest, because he is horny as fuck.
Horny jail.
And then we catch up to the beginning of the movie when Bendrix recognized her steps.
Seeing that scene play out from her perspective of, like, oh, it's you. Like, she has not seen the love of her life in 2 years. She's been in a desert. She's been wandering the desert, like fucking Moses, just going through life, numb, like, basically dead. And then she sees him. Crazy.
And then a little, like, sparks comes alive. And then this is when we see the rest of the movie from her perspective. Like, what happened in the cafe. She wanted to tell him everything. He was very cold. This is kind of where I realized that what happened was a flashback at the beginning, because she runs out of the cafe. He doesn't go after her. She says in the old days, he would have followed. There's some more sprinkles of her coughing and being in the cold and all of that. Then we see what happened with the mysterious man that the boy caught her with. It was a doctor. This is the epitome of, if only they talked to each other, this would be a plot.
Yeah. So I think we've talked about how Sarah's been coughing a lot. She's been sick.
Yeah.
I do think whatever she's sick with, I think it probably happened during that, like, bomb that went off. Because you see her, like, walking when she's trying to find him, you see her inhaling probably what ends up being a lot of fucking asbestos and coughing as she's going downstairs to see if he's, like, alive or not. So I'm just saying.
The end of the affair killed him. The lack of dick and Ralph Fiennes' ass.
Yeah.
Then we see from her perspective when she finds the detective's boy outside. There's a lot of focus on his birthmark, which at this point I was like, oh, okay, I think I know what they're gonna do. Like, here's the thing: if you have, I mean, I don't hate to say it, but if you have a birthmark, whatever, it's fine. But this whole very normative, you need to look beautiful kind of thing, like,
yeah,
whatever. So there's a lot of focus on the kid's birthmark. Oh, so I have a note here. Henry, worst timing ever. Because Sarah is writing in her diary that I'm going to leave Henry. I need to focus on myself. I need to be happy. I need to be with Bendrix. At that exact moment, Henry comes in and kind of like, please don't leave me. I love you. I need you. I'm codependent.
Yeah. Yep.
She's talking about how boring he is and how like the routine and all that. And she says, you changed your newspaper once and soon got used to it. As in like, yeah, you'll miss me, but you're going to get married again and it'll be fine. Which he kind of did. He got married to Bendrix.
Yep. They became life partners.
Spoilers. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I want them to be like the gay couple in the 60s and 70s. They have a cafe somewhere in London. That's my sequel. Hey, they're old enough right now that they could be an old couple in the 60s with a gay cafe.
Beautiful.
Fighting for people's equal rights. So we catch up to the present. Now Bendrix knows everything. Sarah's there with Henry now, and Bendrix passionately, dramatically runs after Sarah. She's in the car. Sarah!
Drama.
The drama. So she, not clear why other than drama, escapes. She doesn't want to see Bendrix at this point anymore for some reason. Drama. So she goes and tries to hide it at the cinema. He catches up to her and goes off to the, finally to a church. He kind of corners her like, I know everything. I want to be with you. She's talking about repentance, God, all of that. But this is where like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just be together. So they're together. Then later that night, they're at Bendrix's house and they see Henry outside ringing, trying to get in, like calling after Bendrix. I thought Henry, worst timing ever. Like, how the fuck? But turns out Henry kind of knew where Sarah was. Because turns out Henry got news about what happened. But we don't know that yet.
Nope.
So they're like, let's just ignore him. So they decide to go on a holiday. It's happy montage. It's a type of happy montage that you know someone in that montage is going to die soon. And because she's been coughing, she's going to die. Like, at this point, like, oh yeah, she's dying. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, we got the happy montage. She coughs. And then we see Mr. Parkis, worst detective ever, but I love him. Just outside spying on them, and Bendrix is like, "Yeah, I noticed you because I'm a writer. I notice things. I'm an artiste." I feel like I've said this before.
Yeah.
What do you say? I draw letters.
You paint words.
I paint words. So yeah, so they're kind of like talking to each other, and they're talking about divorce. So at this point, Bendrix wants Sarah to get a divorce. And they're like, what would be a good piece of evidence so that any court could say, yeah, this is a divorce? This is the 40s, so I guess divorce is not as cut and clear. And it is not now, so I can't imagine back then. So Mr. Parkis says, well, photographic evidence of some in the act. Here's where Bendrix gets a little slimy of like, he's basically going to expose their relationship with the benefit of Sarah getting a divorce. But he's being a little bit selfish here. Because this is without Sarah's consent, by the way. I thought it's going to be much worse. Luckily, Bendrix kind of just kisses Sarah on the balcony. And like there's like a big window so that Parkis can take pictures of them. I thought it was going to be like more of a sex act. Luckily, it was just a kiss.
Yeah.
Which, enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank God.
Then they're in the opera house. They're just walking. And then dramatically, again, Henry is in one of the doors, like just they're standing. And they're like, oh, what are you doing here? Bendrix is like, come on, man. Let me have an affair with your wife alone in peace. Can you please? Henry was like, I got news. There's dying. Like, straight up. Just tells him.
I hate this moment so much because like the fact that Henry is telling Bendrix before they tell the person who's actually fucking dying. It's like, she's a human. She's a literal fucking human who is about to face her death. And you're telling the other man in this relationship first? Nah. That's fucked.
They did tell her eventually, right? Like, right away. Was it right away? I think it was right away.
I'm going to assume right away. It makes me feel better.
I'm going to assume in that same, because they said like, we're not going to tell her, but then she knows. This is kind of where they agree to the throuple.
Yeah.
Because
a platonic throuple.
A platonic throuple.
Yeah.
Because Henry's like, I'm not much of a lover. And then Bendrix doesn't say this, but he's like, he's not the stable guy. He's like kind of all over the place because he's an artiste. But yeah, they're going back in the train together. So they agree for Sarah's benefit. Because she's going to not make it long. They're going to stay together and make her as comfortable and as happy as possible. Then who shows up? The fucking priest. Because he's horny as fuck and judgy as fuck. And it's raining again. It's fucking raining all the time. Henry's somewhere working, so Bendrix is there taking care of Sarah. The father rings the bell, shows up, and father's like, what are you doing here?
I feel like, is it from
I'm
this
the
moment
lover,
on?
father.
Oh, yeah,
closes the door.
I feel like Sarah at this point, I don't think she ever like really talks again.
There's a little bit of conversation between her and Bendrix because she's like, because I think he says this was the wrong address because she hears somewhere at the door. And then later, like, that was the priest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, there's not much after this.
Yeah. Sarah no longer, they don't need her to be a real person or character anymore. So she's just on her deathbed.
This is 100% very male, gazy, male perspective.
Yes.
She's a prop.
Yes. She is a prop.
Throughout the whole movie. Even when it's from her diary, from her perspective, it was all about Bendrix. It was all about making Bendrix fall in love with Sarah again.
Yes.
It wasn't about her.
No, she's not a real person.
That said, I fucking love this movie. Ralph Fiennes, fine ass, just saves the whole fucking movie. So yeah, I think this is kind of the last conversation we see between them because there's a pretty short montage of the three of them living together. There's like a sort of routine. And then Henry yells after Bendrix, she's dead. She died.
Wait, do we already get the fight here? Or is this after she dies that they
after she died? The priest... Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're getting to that. Because fucking priest. Fuck that guy. Also, fuck you for comparing me to him. I am Bendrix. How dare you? So she passed away. And then we cut to a little bit later, Henry, Bendrix, and the father there. What did I say his name? Father Richard. He's being all fucking preachy. He's kind of dismissive of Bendrix. He's very antagonistic towards Bendrix. And he's more like, sympathetic to Henry, but in a very condescending way. Like he's very much holier than thou.
I think he's being sympathetic to Henry only to piss off Bendrix.
Yes. To piss off Bendrix and to like, I feel like the fact that it was an affair does bother the father because, like, obviously the marriage and all that. But I think it's more than the father didn't get to fuck Sarah that he's more pissed.
For sure.
He's like super jealous of Bendrix.
Yeah, absolutely.
The father starts condescendingly telling Bendrix to calm down and all that. And Bendrix says, I'm not in pain. I'm in hate.
Ugh. No, that was
so good.
No, that was a grunt of like eye roll of like, okay, teen angst. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, no, it was good. Because then
the
father says, you are a good hater. Love it.
Rama.
And then I got my final Kendricks and Bendrix note. Great love story ever.
Yes.
Because we kind of go back to the beginning when Bendrix was typing. And we see a small montage of after Sarah's death. Bendrix and Henry stay together. And they're living together. And
it's
Bendrix
beautiful.
Brings warm milk to Henry when he's sleeping. And Henry brings... scotch to Bendrix while he's typing.
Yeah, I love because Bendrix kind of blows up the whole conversation with the father and like talking, I think, about funeral preparations. And then later that night, Bendrix comes in and he's like, Henry, are you awake? I'm really sorry about earlier. And he like gives him warm milk and cookies. Like, are you kidding me?
And a kiss on the forehead.
It's like so much more tender than his relationship with Sarah. And it's adorable.
Yeah. Like, there's real love there. There's a lot of love there.
That is, I think their love for each other is the most real and, like, purest love that we see depicted in this story.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. I wish the movie ended here. This is the ending to my movie. Because then we get the cemetery scene, the epilogue, I guess. Because we're not at her funeral, but I think Bendrix is just visiting her grave, Sarah's grave, and Mr. Parkins, the detective, is there with his boy, and Mr. Parkins is like just talking about how much his boy Lancelot loved Sarah, can't stop talking about her, and Bendrix is kind of confused, like why he didn't really interact much. Apparently, Sarah's magic was when she touched him, the birthmark went away. So we end with the boy with like a air quotes normal face without the birthmark. I didn't need this.
Yeah. I think once again, I think it's just to show like you can have an affair and you won't go to hell.
Yeah.
Or like Sarah was too good for this world. Like it wasn't right what God did to her. Like
because she's not a human being. She's a prop.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then we do end with a nice little conclusion from Bendrix typing. He said he was full of hate because that was his conversation with the father, and he says, "Now I'm tired of hating, but you're still here. So your cunning is infinite. You use my hate to win my acknowledgement." I just love that now he's kind of like the hate went away. Now he's kind of on peace with lovely love with Henry, and how Sarah brought them together. This is why I have feelings about the name of the end of the affair, because I think it was like, I get why, because this was about how Henry's or Bendrix's life really started after the end of the affair, but this is more about Bendrix and Henry. I wish this was more focused on them.
You know what? I think it's the end of the affair. It's the start of a romance.
It's just yeah. They should have done like the very proud of that. They should have done like the Thunderbolts when the whole marketing was the Thunderbolts asterisk, and then after the movie came out, the Avengers.
Yeah.
They should have done like the end of the affair asterisk.
Right.
Start of the romance.
But I do love the line where Henry is basically talking to God. He's like, "You've done enough. You've robbed me of enough. I'm too tired and old to learn to love. Leave me alone forever." Or he's like, "I finally acknowledge you," because Henry's whole arc is that he doesn't believe in God. He doesn't acknowledge God. God does not exist. But through Sarah's death, he hates God enough to acknowledge his existence. And now he's like, "Fine, I acknowledge that you exist. Leave me the fuck alone." And that was pretty gut-wrenching. I was like...
Fair.
Yeah.
But he's happy with Henry. He only needs Henry.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna that's my feeling at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
But Casey, how do you feel? How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel pretty good.
It was a good movie. I was expecting something very, very boring.
Yeah, I think this movie needs to be in more like romantic drama lists. It's like The Notebook. Like we need to like kind of get it at that level because it has a lot to offer.
Yes, please. If this podcast can do anything, can achieve anything, is get the end of the affair a little bit more into the cultural zeitgeist.
Yes.
Of at least the romantic TikTok or something.
Because you know what? I think the fan fiction girlies would love this movie. I think they would love the book. Can you imagine the amount of fanfics about Bendrix and Henry?
Bendrix and Henry, yeah.
Like, they would really pop off. This is great source material for them.
Hendrix?
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. I think with that, we can go into the awards.
Yes.
All right, so we have 3 awards. Best actor ever, worst actor ever, best scene ever. Casey, best actor ever.
Ralph Fiennes, obviously.
Yeah. You know what? Yes. I was going to give it to Steven Rea. He was really good, but he was kind of one note. So, yeah. This movie was carried by Ralph Fiennes. Worst actor ever. Yeah.
Julianne Moore.
Yeah, Julianne Moore. Like, I was trying to find someone else, but yeah, no. This movie suffered because of her accent and acting. It had one scene that she acted really well, but yeah. Best scene ever.
When Bendrix apologizes to Henry. When
Hendrix happened.
When Hendrix is born. I think it is probably the most vulnerable that we see Bendrix, and I think I really just love that moment.
I'm gonna go for the first bomb raid sex scene.
It really left an impact, huh?
Literally. A couple of impacts, actually. No, I thought that was really well done, but I think I'm gonna give it to the bench scene. The middle of like because it kind of starts when they leave the pub, and there's a confrontation there. And then Benders has this great quote of the dignity in the hat thing, which kind of speaks to me. And I roll. I do honestly feel better, look better with a hat on than without a hat. Because the hat will add to whatever personality I'm feeling that day. Because I have a lot of different colors of hats and pins. Anyway, the whole scene of them talking in the rain and being super honest about their feelings, which I think that scene made this movie a better movie than it should have been. Because that was the only fucking scene where they talked.
More honesty in that scene than we see between Sarah and any of the other men.
Yeah, honestly. This is a scene where we find out that this is really about the relationship between Bendrix and Henry. Like, that's the affair. Like, that is it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like this scene. It's going to be my best scene ever.
I will say, it's funny because this book is based off of Graham Greene's actual affair with a woman named Catherine. She did not die, but it's like, it's kind of funny seeing how this movie ends. It's like, does he wish that he really could have gotten with Catherine's husband? Maybe. Because Catherine, in real life, his mistress's husband is named Henry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he wanted some Henry in his life.
I think he did.
Wow, didn't even change the name.
He changed the name of the female romantic lead. Did not change the name of his partner in the fucking love triangle. Yeah.
So you read the other book that you said is very similar to this one.
Yes, The Quiet American, written after the end of the affair. I will say, I think, so The Quiet American is from the perspective, let's say, okay, the elements of our love triangle is like the younger, obsessive, passionate guy, the older, stable guy, and then the woman, right? The end of the affair is from the perspective of the young, passionate guy. The Quiet American is from the perspective of the old, stable guy. So I think it's kind of like, I think these stories are absolutely hand in hand.
Should I read them?
Yeah, so the class that I read The Quiet American for, this is why I think you might find it interesting. Hold on, I gotta find the actual name of the class. It was a graduate level course that I took in undergrad, because I'm a nerd. No, right? Crazy. It's something about, like displacement, immigration, and diaspora, like was the whole aspect of the course. The Quiet American is about the Vietnam War. And so there's a lot about how Vietnam was colonized and like how the Vietnam War was basically another form of colonization of Vietnam. And so really great book. Graham Greene kind of pops off in his writing, I will say.
There's an audiobook version of this in Spotify, so I'm going to read that one.
Hell yeah.
Cool. So Casey.
Yes.
Very important question. Only based on this movie, was 1999 the best year ever for movies?
Believe it or not, my answer is yes.
Absolutely fucking yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe how many yeses 1999 is having.
It's a great fucking year.
By far.
You know?
Yeah.
They knew I would come into the world, and they were like, we got to create great movies for Casey.
For Casey turns 25. 26? How old are you?
I'm turning 26, yeah.
Yeah, turn 26. You're going to be an adult. Your insurance is going to go down.
My insurance already went down when I turned 25. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's 25? Oh, okay. I thought it was 26. But yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you want to see what we're going to watch next week?
Yeah, let's do it.
59. Let's see. Stuart Little.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. We're watching Stuart Little. I'm going to watch it in Spanish.
Good for you.
Because that was big in Mexico, and I've only seen that in Spanish.
That's funny.
The actor that plays Stuart Little in Spanish, so he was a late night talk show host that was kind of like a variety show. Al Ramones, he was very famous in the late 90s, early 2000s. His show was called Otro Rollo. He stole a lot of sketches from SNL and like other shows like that, but like very in Spanish. But like so big. So when he did the voice of Stuart Little, it was like the biggest deal ever. So I'm going to watch it in Spanish and then I'm going to watch it in English, but I will watch it in Spanish first. Have you seen this movie?
Not since I've like been fully conscious and aware, I would say. So I probably watched it when I was pretty young. But I feel like I did absolutely watch it.
Yeah, me too, I think. I think I watched it when it came out. So yeah, okay. I was fully conscious. I was probably 17.
Yeah. Old.
Yeah, sure. We've established that. This is the whole premise of this podcast. I don't know if you're aware of this. But all right. So next week is going to be Stuart Little. I'm going to watch in Spanish, but we're going to review it in English.
Woo!
Bye!
Bye! Would you be interested in reading some Henry and Bendrix fanfic? Hit us up at bestyearever_pod on Instagram, YouTube, and Blue Sky by leaving a comment or sending us a message. Or send us an email at bestyeareverpod@gmail.com.